Good evening. Am I audible to everyone? Ashwan, good evening. Darshan, good evening. Nitish Kumar, good evening. Nanda Kumar, good evening. Am I audible to everyone? Please respond. Deepthi, good evening. Am I audible? Karthik, yes. Abhi, good evening. Akila, good evening. Deepak, good evening. Yes. Gauri, good evening. Venkatesh, yes. So, what we discussed yesterday, please respond. What we discussed yesterday, please respond. Yes, yesterday I was discussing with you about what are all the different types of operators available in Python language. Please respond. What are all the different types of operators available in Python? So yesterday I was discussing with you about Python, right? So what are the different types of operators available in Python language? Please respond. Yes, good evening everybody. Kishore, good evening. Yes, I was discussing with you about different data types and operators available in Python language. So what are the different types of operators available in Python? I was discussing with you about arithmetic operators, relational operators, logical operators. Yes. What are the different operators we discussed yesterday? Please respond. As I was discussing with you about conversion functions. So what is the use of conversion function? Yes. Whatever we discussed yesterday, and then I started with string functions. So with that, we are wrapping up with Python. So today I am going to start with HTML, hypertext. Yes, arithmetic operators. So what is the use of relational operators? So anybody can tell me what is the use of relational operators? So anybody can tell me what is the use of relational operators? Please respond. Yes, I was discussing with you about different types of operators. What is the use of arithmetic operators, relational operators, logical operators? Yes. So whatever we discussed yesterday, everything is clear. Any doubts in yesterday's topic, whatever I discussed? So still we have many more. Yes. So today I am going to discuss with you about HTML. So what do you mean by hypertext markup language? Please respond. What do you mean by hypertext markup language? What is the use of HTML? What do you mean by hypertext markup language? Please respond. What is the use of HTML? So hypertext markup language. Please respond. So whenever we want to develop any web page, the front end, for example, any registration form you want, yes, greater than, yes, good. Yes, Mahesh, Kishore, yes. I was discussing with you about different types of relational operators. Yes. So whatever we discussed yesterday, everything is clear? Yes, whatever we discussed yesterday, everything is clear? Escape sequence, yes. Whenever we want to leave space between two words, I was discussing with you about different types of escape sequences. So what is the use of /t escape sequence and /n? So whenever I want the character to come in the next line, so I can go for /n escape sequence. Yes, whatever we discussed yesterday, everything is clear. Any doubts in yesterday's topic? So whatever I discussed, everything is clear. So with that, I am wrapping up with Python. So today I am going to give you a brief introduction to HTML. So what do you mean by HTML and what are the different types of tags and attributes available in HTML? So what do you mean by hypertext markup language? So anybody can tell me what do you mean by hypertext markup language? What do you mean by hypertext markup language? Anybody can tell me? Yeah, so whenever you can imagine any website, so you can imagine a customer management, customer registration system, or you can imagine a student registration system, hospital management system. So what is the use of hypertext markup language? So whenever I want to design any kind of forms, for example, employee registration system, student registration system, So I can go for HTML. So if I want to collect some customer details or I want to make some transactions, so I can go for HTML, hypertext markup language. So whenever I want to write any HTML coding, so it should start with the document type declaration. So whenever I want to write any type of HTML coding, so it should start with doc type space HTML. It is prepended by a single exclamation mark. So it begins with HTML and it ends with /HTML. Clear with this? So this is how, so everything, whenever previously I was discussing with you about Python language, what are all the different types of tools and syntaxes available in Python. So today I am going to discuss with you about HTML. So what do you mean by hypertext markup language and what are all the different types of tags and attributes available in HTML. So whenever we are going to discuss with you about HTML, so everything is based on tags and attributes. So everything is enclosed within angular brackets. If I want to write any of the HTML coding, so this is the corresponding syntax. So whatever type of HTML coding I want to write, so it starts with the doc type declaration followed by HTML. It is prepended by a single exclamation mark. And the HTML coding, whatever I am going to write, so it is enclosed within HTML and it is going to end with /HTML. And the visible part of the HTML document is between body and /body. Clear with this? So what is the use of tags and attributes available in HTML? For example, if I want to write any of the HTML documents, so I should use the doc type keyword followed by HTML. It is prepended by a single exclamation mark. So inside this, I am having this angular brackets, I am having this HTML and I am having this body tag. And then I can go for different types of tags. So if I want to include some headings, you can imagine any kind of website management system. So if I want to include some headings, so I can go for this H1. So everything is enclosed within angular brackets. So what is the basic that is syntax of this language? So everything is based on tags and attributes. So when you consider any type of HTML document, so we have different types of tags and attributes available in HTML. For example, I have this H1 tag. So inside this H1, for example, whenever I want to enclose something, so I am having the starting H1 tag and closing H1 tag. And I am having this paragraph tag, so closing body tag. So this is a simple HTML document. So you can see here, so whenever I want to write any of the HTML coding, so it starts with slash, that is single exclamation mark. So whatever type of HTML coding I want to write, so it starts with the doc type keyword followed by HTML. So inside this, if I want to write some HTML document, so I can go for this body tag and H1. So if I want to print some H1 header tags, for example, I am saying employee management system or whatever. Whatever you want, I'm collecting employee details. So employee management system, I'm just giving the name as employee management system. So whatever is the heading I can give here. So it should have a starting tag and an ending tag. So whenever I have any header, so it should have a starting header tag and an ending header tag. And inside this, I'm having this paragraph tag and employee details. So for example, I'm having this starting p tag and closing p tag. So inside this, I'm having this HTML, closing HTML tag. Clear with this? So whenever I want to write any of the HTML coding, so it should start with the doc type declaration followed by HTML. It is prepended by a single exclamation mark. And inside this I am having, so whenever I want to write any of the HTML coding, so I should start with HTML. And inside this I am coming for this body tag. Clear with this? I am having H1 tag. For example, I am giving the name as Employee Management System. So whenever I want to write any heading, so it is having a starting header tag and a closing header tag. Clear with this? And inside this I am having this paragraph tag. So I am having the starting paragraph. So employee details. If I want to collect some employee details, so I am having this paragraph tag, employee details. I am having this closing P tag. And you can see here, so whatever type of HTML coding, so everything should be enclosed within this body tag and closing body tag. So I am having this opening body tag and closing body tag. And here I am having this closing HTML tag. Clear with this? So this is one simple example of employee. So whatever type of heading, so still I have different, I am saying one simple HTML coding. So whenever I want to do any of this HTML coding, just open the notepad and you just type the HTML coding. So whatever type of coding you want to type, just type the HTML coding and you are going to click the save button. So you can just save this file. So whenever you want to save this file, so you are going to save this in the desktop. So what is that I am going to give here? So I can just give here whatever is, for example, sample HTML. Clear with this? So samp1, so it should end with .html extension. So whenever you can see here, whenever you want to open this, just double click and the result will be displayed in my web browser. Clear? You can see here employee management system. So whatever is the header tag, so this has been displayed in my web browser. So employee details. Clear? So whenever you are developing website, so what is the use of hypertext markup language? So whatever type of web pages you want to design, so you can go for this HTML, hypertext markup language. So you are having this starting HTML, that is header tag, and you are having this paragraph tag, so employee details. So this is one simple HTML coding. Similarly, whatever type of web pages, so everything is becoming online. So you can imagine any type of online website. So you can consider a hospital management system, or you can consider a student academic institution, student registration system, or you can consider a restaurant. So whatever type of website you want to consider, so everything is based on tags and attributes. So whatever you want to design, so everything is based on tags and attributes. So doc type declaration, document type, so it helps the browsers to display the web pages correctly. So whenever we are going to develop any of these HTML pages, so it starts with the document type declaration. Clear with this? So it must appear only once at the top of the page. So it is case sensitive. So it should have this doc type declaration and it should have this headers. So they are defined with H1 to H6 tags. So we have different levels of headings. So H1 defines the most important heading and H6 defines the least important. So based on the sizes, you can go for different types of headers available in HTML. So you have this H1 tag. So this is heading 1. It's having a starting header tag and a closing header tag, and H2 and H3. And you have different types of P tags available in HTML. Clear with this? So whenever you want to display different levels of heading, so you can go for different types of headers available in HTML. So H1, H2, so up to H6 I want to display, so you can go for different types of headers available in HTML. So you can just see here. So I am saying heading 1. This is my first heading. So it's having a starting header and a closing header tag. So I can go for different levels of headers available in HTML. Say for example, this one I am saying has heading 2. So it is having a starting header tag and a closing header tag. And inside this, I am coming inside, so heading 3. So you can have different levels of headers available in HTML. So you can see whenever I am going to define different types of headers, my voice is audible now. Yes. So I am having the starting header tag, so H1 tag. So I am having this heading 1. So it is having a closing header tag. Clear with this, I am having this H2. So you can see here. And inside this, you can see whatever type of headings I want to define. So I am having this header 4. And I am having this closing header tags. So here you can see here. So inside this, I am having here. So whenever you want to save this file, you can just save this with .html extension. So I am just saving this with dht.html. I am going to save this inside the desktop. So it is having a starting head1 tag, so h1 tag. I am having header 1, it is having a starting header tag and a closing header tag. So you can see here, so all these are the different levels of headers available in HTML. So I am having this heading 1, heading 2, heading 3. So heading 4, heading 5. So you can see different levels. So based on my requirement, for example, I am saying, so I am going to develop a website for a academic institution. So for example, you can say, so whatever is the name of my system, so I can just define here. And inside this, I can go for different levels of headers. So if I want based on my sizings. Clear with this? So what are all the different types of tags and attributes? So all these are the different types of tags and attributes available in HTML. Clear? So what are all the different types of tags? So based on my requirements, so I can use any of these tags and attributes available in HTML. So 6 levels of heading. So you can see how the size of my headers vary. So this is my heading 1. You can see it looks bold. And this is my heading 2. So second level of heading. So H2. And this is my heading 3. So H3, H4, H5 and then H6. Just right click and you can just use this page source. So you can just see here. So I am having this head1. It is having a H1 tag and a closing H1 tag. So it is having this H2 and closing H2 tag. So whenever I should have the opening tag and the closing tag. Clear with this and H3 tag. So I am having this H3 and closer headers. So H4 tags. And H5 and then H6. Clear? So whenever you want to view the page source, just right click and there is an option called view page source option. You can just view the page source. Clear with this? So all these are the different types of tags and attributes available in HTML. So based on my requirements, I can use any of these attributes available in HTML. So I can go for different levels of headers, H1 to H6. And I can go for this paragraph tag. So you can see here, it is having, it's enclosed within angular brackets. So I am having the starting p tag and the ending p tag. So this is how it looks like. Paragraphs are defined with p tag. So it is having the starting p tag and then closing p tag. Clear with this? So let me just discuss with you. So you can go for paragraph tags and anchor tag. So whenever I'm going to develop any of these web pages in HTML, so everything is based on attributes. So you can go for anchor tag. So if you want to create a that is reference to another web page, so you can go for this anchor tag. So attributes. So as I was telling you, right, so the entire hypertext markup language, it is based on tags and attributes. The attributes, they provide some additional information about my HTML elements. So how I'm going to develop my web pages? So you can imagine any online, so everything is becoming online. So you can imagine an online e-commerce website, Amazon, Flipkart, or you can imagine an online banking site. So what are the different elements that are present in a web page? So you can go for an anchor tag or you can go for an image tag. So if you want to display some images. So if you want to display some reference anchor tag, so you can see here I am having this angular brackets ahref. Clear with this? So I am having the anchor tag, so I am having this href. So to whichever page it want to redirect it to, so within double quotes I am just mentioning like this. So it is having a starting anchor tag and a closing anchor tag. Clear with this? So the attributes, they provide some additional information about the HTML elements. So whatever type of elements I am discussing, the attributes, they provide some additional information about my elements. Clear with this? So you can just see here I am having this ahref. So whatever is the type of attribute. For example, if I want to connect to Amazon.com, so I am having this ahref. So inside this I am having this href attribute. So I am having this www dot to whichever website, for example Amazon.com. Clear? So whatever reference, so to whichever, for example I am developing some web page. So I want to create links in a bigger hospital. You have different departments in a big hospital. So you have a cardiological department, neurological department, gastrological department. So I want to create a link to different sections in a hospital. So you can go for this anchor tag. So whenever I want to create some reference links to different pages, so I can go for this ahref tag. Clear with this? So what is the use of this anchor tags available in HTML? So if I want to create a reference to Amazon.com or some other website, so you can just create a ahref tag. Clear with this? So you can just go for this anchor.html. So whenever I want to save any of these HTML documents, so I should save this with .html extension. So inside this desktop, so I am just saving this with .html extension. Just double click. And you can just see here a reference link has been created. Clear? So if you want to go to Amazon.com, a reference link has been created. So I am just creating this anchor tag. So this is the link. So whenever you want to go here, you can see here. Whenever I am going to click this link, so it is being redirected to the corresponding web page. Clear with this? So what is the use of this anchor tag? So if you want to view the page source, just right click and you can just view the page source. So whatever type of tags and attributes I want to define in HTML, so I can use this angular brackets. So I can go for this anchor tag. So I am having this href attribute. So what is the use of attribute? They provide some additional information about my tag elements. So whatever type of tag elements I am using, so they provide some additional information about my tag elements. So I am having this href attribute. So within double quotes, so to whichever page it should be redirected to, so I have to give the corresponding link here. Clear with this? So what is the use of anchor tags? So still I have different types of tags and attributes available in HTML. So if I want to display some images, so far I was discussing with you about anchor tag. So next, if I want to display some images, what are all the different types of images that can be displayed? So HTML images, they are defined with the img tag. So whatever is the source of the image, I need to provide some alternative text. So alt attribute, width and height attributes. So what is the width of the image and what is the height of the image? So if I want to insert some images in my web pages, so whenever I am creating some web pages, if I want to insert some images, so I can go for this img tag. So whenever I want to display any of these, that is use img tag. So within this angular brackets, I am using this img tag and image source. So you can just see here, whatever is the source of my image. So within double quotes, I have to give the source of my image and alternative text. And attributes, they provide some additional information about my tag elements. So whatever type of tag elements I am using, so they provide some additional information about my tag elements. Clear? So say for example, I am going to define some file here. So whenever I want to create any new file, so let me just type in the code and I am going to save inside this. Clear with this? So what is the use of tags and attributes? So all these are the different types. So whenever you want to display some images, you can just do so like this. For example, just go to notepad and I am going to type something. So whatever is the image and I am going to save here. For example, inside this, I am giving like this. So img, so whatever is the image source. So you can just see here, image Chania, so whatever. So I am going to give some image. It is stored with .jpeg extension. And if I want, so as I was telling you, right, so the entire HTML language, it is based on tags and attributes. And if I want to display some width, so I can go for this width attribute. So whatever is the width, I can specify the corresponding width here. And height equal to, for example, so whatever is the height, so I can just mention the height here. So if I want to save this, so whatever is the name, so inside this, I am going to save this with the corresponding name here. So whatever, so all these are the different types of tags and attributes available in HTML. So based on my requirement, I can use any of these tags and attributes. So I need to save this with .html extension and I can use them anywhere. So I can display some images inside my web page. So whenever I want to display some images, so I can just do so like this. Clear with this? So let me just illustrate. So all these are the different types of tags. So if I want to display some images, I am going to save this file and an image will be displayed in my web browser. So it should be saved with .html extension. So still, what are the other types of tags and attributes? So I was discussing with you about image tags, what is the use of anchor tags. And if I want to specify some sort of stylings, and still what are the other types of tags? Till this part, whatever I am speaking, everything is clear. You are able to see my screen. If you are interested, you can go to InstaMojo and you can register for Python Full Stack Internship Program, PFSMC2. This is the coupon code. Once you register for the internship, you will be getting access to the PPTs, the recorded videos, the project files, how the projects are being developed. You will be gaining more practical knowledge. Once you attend this masterclass for 25 days, you will be receiving a free webinar certificate. And the internship users, they will be receiving an internship certificate as well as a participation certificate. So the registration fee, it comes around 1999 rupees. After discount, so it comes around 999 rupees. If you are interested, you can go to InstaMojo and you can register for Python Full Stack Internship Program, PFSMC2. This is the coupon code. Once you register for the internship, you will be getting access to the PPTs, the recorded videos, the project files, how the projects are being developed. You will be gaining more practical knowledge. Once you attend this masterclass for 25 days, you will be receiving a free webinar certificate. And the internship users, they will be receiving an internship certificate as well as a participation certificate. So the registration fee, it comes around 1999 rupees. After discount, it comes under 999 rupees. So if you can learn, you can use Pantech e-learning app as well. You can go to Google Play Store, you can go for Pantech e-learning app and you can log in with the username and password. You can just log in with the username and password. You can go to My Courses and you can just start learning. Clear? So you can learn from the Pantech e-learning app as well. So you can just go to Google Play Store and you can download this Pantech e-learning app. You can log in with your username and password. And you can just go to My Courses and you can just start learning this class from Pantech e-learning app as well. Clear? So till this part, whatever I am speaking, everything is clear. So I just gave you a brief introduction to hypertext markup language. So what are the different types of tags and attributes available in HTML? So I was discussing with you about different types of headers. So what is the use of header tags? So H1, H2. Clear with this? So what are the different types of headers available in HTML? So still I'm going to discuss with you about some more of HTML tags. So what are the other types of tags and attributes available in HTML? So I can go for nested HTML elements and still what are the other types of stylings I can just add to this. So I was discussing with you about headers, paragraphs. Clear with this? So let me just tell you some more of HTML attributes. What are the different types of HTML elements? So far I was discussing with you about what is the use of break tags. So break tag, if I want to insert some line breaks. So when I am developing some bigger web pages, if I want to insert some line breaks, I can go for this BR tag. So I can go for a href attribute, image source. So paragraph and style attribute. So what is the use of this style attribute? So as I was telling you, right? So the entire hypertext markup language, it is based on tags and attributes. So everything is based on tags. For example, I can go for header tags or I can go for different types of tags. If I want to include some paragraphs, I can go for paragraph tags. Or if I want to insert some line breaks, I can go for BR tag and style attribute. So what is the use of the style attributes? If I want to add some styles to an element, for example, if I want to add some color, font, size. So style attribute, for example, I am defining some paragraph. So this is one simple example of going for this style attribute. So what is the use of attributes? So the entire hypertext markup language, it is based on tags. Whereas what is the use of attributes? They provide some additional information about my tag elements. So what are the different types of tag elements? They provide some additional information about my tag elements. So inside this, I am having this p tag. So for example, you can just see here, I am having this p tag and whatever is the style. So if I want to include some style, so I am giving the style as color. Within double quotes, I am mentioning here as color as red. Clear with this? So if I want to display the paragraph in red color, so I'm giving the style, color. So attribute, they provide some additional information about my tag elements. So let me just show you a simple example. So whatever type of HTML coding you want to type, just go to Notepad and you can just start typing your style. For example, so you can just start typing. For example, this is a red paragraph. So I am just typing like this, red paragraph. So it is having a starting p tag and a closing p tag. Clear? So I can go for this headers. So whenever I want to display some headings, so I can go for this headers and style attribute. So style equal to within double quotes, so color, if I want to display in red color, so within double quotes, color colon red. So this is a red paragraph. It is having a starting header tag. So paragraph tags or heading tags, whatever you want, you can just mention here. Clear with this? So paragraph styling dot html. So whenever I want to save any HTML documents, it should be saved with dot html extension. So paragraph styling. So when you are going to double click this, so my web browser is visible to everyone. So this is a red paragraph. So this will be displayed in my web browser. So whenever I want a blue paragraph, so I can just say here, this is a blue paragraph. So this will be displayed in my web browser. So whatever type of colors I want to mention, so I can just mention the corresponding colors here. So I am saying here, this is a red paragraph. So you can see this is a red paragraph. This will be displayed in my web browser. So whenever I want to view the page source, you can see here I am having this paragraph. I am having this style attribute. So you can just see here color. So whatever is the color I am mentioning here as red color. And this is a red paragraph. So this has been displayed in my web browser. So it is having a starting p tag and a closing p tag. Clear with this? So what is the use of different types of tags and attributes available in HTML? So all these are the different types of tags and attributes available in HTML. So similarly, if you want to include some title inside your paragraph, so you can go for this title attribute. They provide some additional information, extra information about an element. So if you want to display some title, so you can go for this paragraph and I can go for this title tag. So title attribute. Clear with this? So it is having a starting p tag and a closing p tag. So all these are the different types of tags and attributes available in HTML language. So based on my requirement, I can use any of these tags and attributes. So different levels of headers. And if I want to include some headings, styles to my headings, I can do so like this. So whatever is the font size I want to display. So still whatever type of customizations I want to do, so you can do any type of customization. So whenever you are developing some bigger websites, web pages, so you can just see here. So style equal to, within this I am giving like this, font size. So you can just say here. So whatever type of font size I want to display, so I am giving here as 90 pixel or 100 pixel. So I am saying here as hospital management system, or I want student registration system. So I am just saying here as student registration system. So it is having a starting header tag and a closing header tag. So inside this headers, so I am having this h1 tag. So I am having this style attribute. So style attribute, so within this I am giving here, so within double quotes I am mentioning, so whatever is the font size, so font size I am mentioning here as 90 pixel. So whatever is the font size, for example I am developing some bigger web pages. So if I want to include some colors to my headers, or if I want to include, so what is the use of attributes? So the entire hypertext markup language, so everything, whatever I am going to speak of hereafter is everything, it is based on tags and attributes. Clear with this? So I am having this header tag, so starting header tag and style attribute. So what is the use of this style attribute? So if I want to increase the font size, so within double quotes, this is the corresponding syntax. So I have to include the corresponding property here. For example, I am mentioning here as font size colon up to 90 pixel, and whatever is the information I am just mentioning here as student registration system. Clear with this? So it is having a starting header tag and a closing header tag. So after writing any type of HTML coding, so what you should do here? So you can just take a notepad and you can just start typing your code and go to file option, and there is an option for saving this file. So for example, I am saying here as student registration.html. So whenever I want to save any of these HTML documents, so it should be saved with .html extension. Clear with this? So just double click this file and you can view the result in the web browser. Student registration system. Clear with this? So whenever you want to view the corresponding page source, so how you can do so? Just right click and view page source option. So you can see here, so whatever coding I have written, so it will be displayed in my web browser. So I am having this h1 tag, so opening header tags, and I am having this style attribute. So what is the use of this style attribute? They provide some additional information about my tag elements. So within double quotes, there is a property called font size. So font size, I am just mentioning here up to 90 pixel, and student registration system. So it is having a starting header tag and a closing header tag. Clear with this? So you can see I am mentioning the font size here. So whatever is the font size, I am just mentioning here. And student registration system, so this will be displayed in my web browser. Clear? So I can just mention my font size up to 90 pixels. So I can mention up to 90 pixel and student registration system. So this, it is having a starting header tag and a closing header tag. Clear with this? So all these are the different types of tags and attributes available in HTML. So still I am going to discuss with you about some more types. So you can just take down this exercise. Add a tooltip to the paragraph below with the text. So whatever text I have mentioned here, you can just take down this exercise. Add a tooltip to the paragraph below with the text. So I have just mentioned here as about Amazon. So I am having this paragraph tag. So inside this angular brackets, I am having this starting paragraph tag. So you can just take this as an exercise. So within this, I am having this coding. Amazon is a e-commerce website. Down. So you can just take down this exercise. Add a tooltip. Yes. So you can just practice. With this, I am just stopping today. If you have any doubts, you can just ask me. I hope I am clear with my topics. If you are interested, you can go to InstaMojo and you can register for Python Full Stack Internship Program, PFSMC2. This is the coupon code. Once you register for the internship, you will be getting access to the PPTs, the recorded videos, the project files, how the projects are being developed. You will be gaining more practical knowledge. Once you attend this masterclass for 25 days, you will be receiving a free webinar certificate, and the internship users, they will be receiving an internship certificate as well as a participation certificate. So the registration fee it comes around 1999 rupees, and after discount it comes around 999 rupees. If you are interested, you can go to InstaMojo and you can register for Python Full Stack Internship Program, PFSMC2. This is the coupon code. Once you register for the internship, you will be getting access to the PPTs, the recorded videos. Any more doubts? So I will be using Sadik. I am just discussing with you about HTML. So when I am going to discuss further, I will be using VS Code. When I am going to discuss with you about Django framework, I will be using VS Code. Any more doubts? There are different types of tax status. So based on that, you can go for, if you want to display a video. Yes. Any more doubts? All right then. Remaining things we will see tomorrow. Same time. I will start Hemavati. So once after completion of this HTML concepts, I will start with Django. All right then. Remaining things we will see tomorrow. Same time, same link. Thank you all.